It's only
Yeah, it has other.
it's mostly a murder drone. Two out of three of its defense, 2 out of 3 of its options may be murder.
I mean, really, the third one's for murder too. That's what we'll use it as. It might not be listed as such, but
Yeah.
it'll.
I was about to say, how is scouting murder? I'm like, you know what? No, no, not even no,
Ninjas.
No?
because I already have an answer in my head of how scouting can be murder, Scorgan, or it could be used as a murder device.
Yeah. Well,
Kamikaze.
I can already tell you, I knew the one item that I really wanted for Marshall was a charge pistol. But I don't know if that's special enough.
Charge pistol. That's the like it's a battery powered reload, if I remember right.
I believe so. I mean, it's only like a tier 3 gun. Like the actual cost of it is only like 7,000. The thing is, like, for me, it's it's just a really good pistol to have because I can do something with it as a bonus action when I'm like granting somebody else my action.
Yeah, if loading the charge pistol, you can spend a bonus action to charge it up, increasing its damage by 1 step.
Hmm.
So basically, just slowly cranking up its emitter.
Yep.
While obligatorily saying, I'm charging my laser.
Yep. Just when I was like looking through all the weapons and stuff. I mean, it starts off like really weak, like a D4 or something,
Yeah,
if I
D4
remember
goes
right.
all the way to 2d6.
2d6 damage, yeah. And I think like what that's like what 3 or 4 steps.
One, two, three, four. It'd be 5 steps to get to max.
Yeah, 5 steps.
But
It's
even
not
then,
it's
just
not quick,
even
but
going 2 steps is go for a one-hander while as a bonus action. Not bad.
yeah, and it's a single shot, which pretty much it's not like I'm going to be doing like a whole bunch, but just hey, you shoot your big gun for 2 rounds, and then maybe I'll. The way I see it is, if I ever actually do have to take a shot, I'm hoping it'll be a pretty decent damage one.
Okay,
But
that's one of your items if you're looking to grab it.
but like I was saying, I mean, I keep closing it because rather than switching over. I mean, it is just like a requisition, and we turn it in after mission too. So it wouldn't be that bad to do it for this one. Because just off head top, the things that kind of stood out that I thought might be interesting to grab, being that we got 2 people, great big machine guns. Um, there's there's like the brace shields that can give them extra AC while firing them. I know those were on my list.
I think I managed to get one recently.
Did you? Um,
I'll check. I know that was on my short list.
yeah, I think it's just called like a shield brace.
Yeah.
I know they're not like super expensive. Defense wise, that was kind of. Most people defensively are not in bad shape.
Yep.
And if we got 2 big, heavy guns, basically, um,
So I have to double check the book, but other things to include is a decent amount of the white phosphorus grenades, Your
I was
demolition barrel
thinking.
had
I was thinking
requested.
grenade wise. Yeah.
Which if you use success on that, you're going to get a pretty decent, like pretty much a full satchel of them, which would, I think, need 10 to 12. um, Things like anything you want to do for any kind of traps you want to set up, claymores, mines, stuff of that nature. None of that is normal deploy with you guys.
Yeah.
Downside would be trying to set up a claymore and not blow ourselves up.
She's trained now.
Yeah, I read a bunch of popular mechanics while I was in the hospital.
One thing I need to remember to ask on
Discord.
their Discord is under like special ammunition. It lists explosive spheres, and it's the only mention that I can find in the entire book about them. But they're supposed to be for a kinetic weapon.
Huh.
Is it like explosive shotgun pellets?
I don't know. They're 20, a cost of 20 per each one, and it's just called an explosive sphere. It's the only one, so I don't know if it's supposed to be like mini grenades that you can fire, if it's only for a specific rifle that's in here that just doesn't call it an explosive sphere. Because I've done like literal searches for explosive sphere, and that's the only one.
Are you saying spear, like as in like a throwing spear, or
Sphere. No,
sphere?
sphere. Like a little round ball.
Huh.
Explosive sphere. For the record, if I just found it again, it's on 132 of the book, and under kinetic, you've got like caseless rounds, and then right under it says explosive spheres. Quantity 1 costs 20.
Damage application, any. Huh. Alternate ammunition, rubber, tracer, injections.
Mhm.
And that ends the list on injections.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the only mention of it. So I'd like to know what they are.
Uh,
Because initially, I thought they were for the smart guns that shoot the self-propelled rounds. But no, that's I actually figured that out. It's not just for them.
huh.
But yeah, it's just I need to ask to say what are these and what are they used for?
I mean,
Are they?
at least the system has shotguns, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not calling out any other, like, voided system. My twitching. For lack of shotguns.
Is that calling out Shadowrun?
No, it's calling out the void. Cthulhian horror system with no shotguns. Come on now.
Isn't that like required?
Futuristic Cthulhian horror system with no shotguns.
Sounds like somebody didn't want to do balancing.
I loved everything about that system, but that killed it. Anyhow, um,
So basically, it sounds like the pistol get her like requisitions a bunch of grenades. I use them too, so she can have the majority of them. But since I have my little miniature bullpup launcher, having one or two of them, and then if he doesn't need the brace thing, might be smart to just get him special ammunition for his
I just picture you guys
his
the
medium gun.
the character modification screen as the van's driving across the wastes. Just these the crates of stuff appearing and then disappearing in the back
Well, it's just
as, as he's going through the inventory mod window.
yeah,
It,
because I
it's
mean,
it's Star Trek programmable matter. It's
Totally
programmable
right.
weaponry.
Well, Scorpion, I can already do non-standard damage. His big heavy weapon is
okay.
radiant.
I could requisition what are they called? Like the injectors for healing.
Yeah, that could definitely be helpful.
Like the nano healers or whatever they're called.
Okay. So you get the charge pistol. You get 12 grenades, mixed bag as you so desire. Um, I believe it was both HE grenades and phosphorus were the two I had heard.
Probably.
Yes, because I misread the prompt and thought that he was weak to fire.
Who?
Our
No, for the
our friendly
record,
neighborhood mage.
no one said he's not weak to fire. Only that he seems to have the ability to control fire.
Yes,
But
I
doesn't
heard
mean he's
fire and
not
plants
flammable.
and
Yes, but one thing that you may not realize is if we're dealing with the venom um, symbiote stuff again, they were susceptible to fire.
Very.
Yeah. So he may be able to like control fire. But the one thing that we tried before that did work was fire. I had mentioned that, well, if he can control fire, if we wanted to try something slightly different, we could try um, like possibly very low temperature or maybe an acidic composition against them.
acid
Well,
But
grenades. Do those exist?
You,
and
two different people spoke at the same time, so I'm not exactly sure which item you had mentioned.
Acid grenade?
An acid grenade, no, but you. I mean, if you want to jerry rig some mason jars,
Last time I jerry rigged, a building fell on my face.
there are
uh,
acid
an
weapons.
APV fell on your face. A building fell on the APV.
the default
Yes, and the person
acid,
inside the APV didn't really.
Poor guy.
the weapons listed in the book that do acid are all organic. That was our issue with those.
Uh huh.
I said,
Making them hard to get, but this is like these are supposed to be like special requisitions that I was able to get, so
Okay.
they can be a little bit more of the. That's why I at the same time it's like I know for me having that charge pistol is nice, but ultimately it wouldn't have been something that if I was requisitioning something to keep, I wouldn't be wasting it on a charge pistol because I can literally buy a charge pistol probably after one more mission. But yeah, having an assortment of grenades is not horrible.
I also note that white phosphorus isn't technically fire.
Yeah, that's literally what I was about to say, and that's white phosphorus is more napalm than actual fire. It's a chemical fire.
So, so I don't know. I don't know if they have white phosphorus in the book already.
It
They do.
does.
They do.
There's literally the white phosphorus grenade, as well as I thought there was a normal fire grenade, but maybe that's just the
It's 2d8 fire.
like auto fuel or jet fuel.
So there is a nerve toxin grenade as well that does poison damage.
Yeah, riot grenades as well. I'm curious to know how psychic works against the symbiote people. Because I mean, if you destroy the host,
How hard would it have been to get shockwave grenades?
what do you mean by shockwave? Like
Sonic.
concussion?
Specifically says shockwave.
It's like a slightly weaker concussion grenade at a glance.
Shoots thunder, apparently.
Yeah, it's
Again, your grenades are your option. You have 12 to plot out.
yeah.
The one of the only ones would be like mother. Not it wouldn't be on the list. Singularity, if it's what I think it is, i.e., a literal singularity. Rip in space time. I'll have to double check what that's called. Or
It's also at
Housify.
level 5.
Um,
Yeah, singularity and I would say gravity well are probably the two that are off the table.
And probably plasma.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe
Um,
plasma. I could see plasma more than.
I would say I'm not against you guys getting not your full kit and plasma.
Because I will point out, it says special for plasma, but plasma is a type of fire damage. I think. I'd have to actually look at it now.
Here's where
She's
Hey,
on
we
her
have
way.
an empath.
Hello.
She's not here yet.
Hello. I don't get the beep when she joins, so I just assumed she did.
No, she hasn't yet.
I'm assuming they are treating plasma as fire because plasma weapons have a fire damage.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, here's where we get a nice little giggle, as there's no list of plasma under the explosive and grenade type, like the actual explanation, at least none that I'm seeing.
There's also like a carbon crossbow in the like explanations, but not in the weapons.
Ah, gotta love third-party materials.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah, there's no plasma grenades in there.
making sure I'm not the only one. Like, yeah, no, I'm not seeing it.
There's some nitroglycerin grenades.
That's not a grenade. It's a
That's literally just
type of
nitroglycerin.
an explosive. Yeah.
I am so sorry.
You're right. They're just trying to pick out the 3 items Marshall was able to requisition. As I described, you're sort of riding in the back of the van. You just see items appearing and disappearing as he's like going through the inventory list.
Okay. Wait, I'm riding in the back of the van?
No, yes, the van is now driving itself. I may have just spaced off the fact that you are the driver.
I mean, it's a very high-tech van, so... I mean...
Not really.
For me it is.
Yeah,
I'm just
I mean,
like-
it does have like a neat little camera system. That's about all it's got going for it.
Oh, I was gonna say it's probably like a '95 GMC box van.
No,
It's a
You
nice
know.
fucking van.
700,000 miles.
it's military
So-
grade Scorgan. That means it's good, right?
So white phosphorus
Means it was
grenades.
built by the cheapest contractor.
White phosphorus grenades are basically the fireball spell.
Pretty much.
Yeah, white phosphorus is is pretty nice.
Yeah. So, and then if the stims would be your third. Doing
I'm thinking stems, yeah.
give me a D10 plus 6.
What's a stem?
Health stick, stim.
Oh, stim pack.
Yeah.
Stimulant pack, right?
The
Stimulant.
healing item for the system.
Do I need a roll for the nerve toxin grenades?
It's yellow! And I already know, just because it's red outside, I know what I rolled.
Why? Why is yours back to being yellow?
Don't
Is it
know.
supposed to be a D10? I don't know if that's a skill check or not that you were making. It was a
Yeah.
It
D10.
was D10 plus
Plus
Oh, okay.
6.
6. He just happened to roll a 1.
Yeah,
So
so
you got 7 stems. Um, which grenade, Echo?
Nerve toxin,
Nerve
since
toxin.
it's level 4.
You'd max be able to get 3 in your out of the 12 in that.
Okay. I only wanted like 2.
So that leaves you 10 still to pick. But now that your driver's here, we can get down to brass
sorry.
tacks. You all right? Relax. It's fine.
I swear, I started that freaking RP game, and they were like, "Hey, guess what? You're kind of a leader without being a leader." So now I'm like doing that,
So it's
and
work.
yes, but I'm really good at it, like creepily so. Apparently, I'm very good at managing 19, soon to be 20 something people. How I got this way, I have no idea.
Okay. Noted, Finn. So to sort of recap, mainly for Warren / Gage. You guys have left the city, made your way to the border wall. This took the majority of your first day of travel. That included, as we had gone over off stream, um, a stop by the actual stop by the armory to pick up the rest of your stuff, which is just what got more or less finished right now. A stop by one of the Klein Medical family clinics. Air quotes on family clinics because obviously some shady stuff was going down as a really fancy high-tech crate was slid into the back of your van from one of the side doors. You guys stopped and had some Taco Hell for breakfast. Not Taco Bell. We're not sponsored. Taco Bell, if you want to sponsor us, just hit me up. At the border wall, Mawada had gone in and spoken with the commander there. Was given coordinates. I don't know how much of this you went over with the crew. I know you told them that you know where to find your next checkpoint. I know you. It's obvious you guys had the extra bits of gas. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, on the move, I would go over what I was able to find out, but a quick check on the equipment. While we're moving, I'm less inclined to dig through everything, but tonight might have better opportunity. I guess though we're still kind of planning to group up with some other people. Um, just we have. I'm trying to find my notes because there was other sections. There's a cryogenic gas emitting weapon, and there's some sort of an armored suit or a suit that pairs with a serum to some degree, and a mind setting device. I haven't opened those compartments at all to look, and we don't know how many serums we have. But all that stuff is in the big box that we got on the way.
Okay. And so you have verbally told them about the serum and all that at this point, yes?
Yes, yeah, well, we're on the move.
Okay. The only other thing, and I pretty confident in water. You had not mentioned this to the crew yet. Was that there was a specific coordinates that the commander had asked if you happened to swing by to check and kind of give you the hint that he's hoping for you to come back with some dog tags.
Yeah.
Not an uncommon request for those who go out beyond the wall, as this is, I think, would be your first time since settling down in the city, and sort of the fallback point that it became.
Yep. Yeah, my understanding was a bit out of the way, so my goal is just focus on the mission now, and maybe on the way home we can swing by there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not been mentioned.
Giving the coordinates to Kovac, you have you have advantage on your survival check to plot the course.
All right. Roll that now.
I will note that
Is that
the windows are still currently fully sealed up, and you are still driving through the camera system that you had the night before. Dealing with, I heard a, there it goes. You do have advantage. Why am I hearing it in the other window first? It's weird.
19 because
So
it's a
19
plus
total.
2.
Duly noted.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not nearly as like pristinely smooth as your first foray. Because I remember you had crit it the first time you did this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'm like, what do you mean? That's a freaking 19.
But between having the coordinates and sort of already having a vague idea of where you were trying to go, through the camera, anyone who's trying to watch, it's decent sized screen, so you can look over her shoulder from the back of the van. Or I believe it's Finn was the passenger seat at the moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is thick, easily 3.5 foot high. What looks like fog on the camera, but most would know from any recordings and videos presented about the dangers beyond the wall within the sort of the propaganda system that is the city, is that is ash and like fairly toxic dust. It's not pleasant. Fortunately, you're in a ventilated van that is cycling through as best it can. You can kind of hear the internal fan that deals specifically with it is chugging. It's working hard at the speed Kovac has the van up to. Aside from that, Finn, on your side, sort of where you would normally imagine the airbags. In case you thought you had airbags, you do not have airbags. But there is another screen where you begin to see what looks like little red blips popping up about 400 meters out.
I would say, like, I don't know which is easier to see, if it's using the camera system or just the regular direct vision. Just be aware of whatever works easier.
Guys, looks like we've got movement ahead. And I point at the dots.
How big?
It's a multitude of life signs.
Is it staying on the ground? They had mentioned the flying creatures.
Give me a computers, Finn.
I would slow slightly as the conversation's going on.
Okay.
Good thing I don't know how to use a computer.
Finn!
It was on a resume.
Time for you to go to the hospital again, so you're going to read some tech digests. Campusa.
No, it's CompUSA.
It's clearly Campusa. It's one word. Anyhow, as best you are able to gather, the radar system you're going through, until you actually begin to interact with it, is a 2D system. But once you start tapping it, it begins to adjust its scan, and at least one of there's two major like groups of these
Ow.
blips. One of which appears to be a good 100 meters in the air. The other is ground level, and that is the one that seems to be moving towards you.
Looks like one's heading towards us. The other one is up in the air. If I'm reading this right.
Do the windows on the van open?
Yeah, I
I
was
would never.
smoking out of it earlier.
The front windows do roll down. The back of the van has it's sort of a pop and slide system where you would pull in the sort of the bulwark and slide it into a like resting slot that would give you enough to get like a torso out. Otherwise, you just crack open the entire back door, and that's your other opening.
Yeah, I just don't want to hit a bump and watch everything fly out.
And there goes the drone.
Yeah, I guess look to secure as well. If this stuff isn't, if we have like a way to strap it down, if we have it, try to get this secured so it doesn't
You
stop
and
moving on
Kovac
us.
did all that last night.
Okay.
When you because you had went and shifted all of the weight to bet for the van to have better handling.
And everything would have been secured to keep that in place.
Finn, sitting there at the console and focusing on that particular blip, one or two more inputs, it begins to calculate. You have about 6 minutes on current course before the van at its current speed would engage with this group.
Okay, I pass that along to everybody else.
Okay. Anyone can see if they engage. Maybe we can go on by if they're not. I guess I'm curious how fast they're moving. In terms of if we can just avoid them, though they might track us. I would look to harness myself in so then I could make use of the doors if they get behind us.
Okay.
I'm not going to fall out.
There is a strap and latch system. And just note passenger or driver side.
Go driver's side.
So, to be clear, we're staying on current course.
Yeah, sure. We don't know what's out here yet. About to find out.
I will go back up to the normal speed I was going at then.
As she accelerates, it begins to rapidly recalculate the closing distance.
I mean, if they seem to be already tracking towards us, they already know we're here.
And it's about at the 3-minute mark, once the calculations are done, Kovac, you begin to see what looks to be quadrupedal, almost like bull-sized creatures.
How much time do I have to readjust so I don't ram into one?
You're pretty sure you have under 3 minutes to try and course correct, as they are heading towards you.
So they're big. They're bulls-ish. And then I will start to correct. So I don't slam into them. Do I know he's on the driver's side? For strapped in
whether or not
booty?
he spoke up about it or just did it. No,
Yeah,
you have comms. You're in the same vehicle. He could hear you.
No.
But if you are intent to try, are you attempting to fully evade their charge?
I don't want to slam the vehicle into them at all.
Okay.
But I'd like to stay on a proper course, as that's what I was told.
Yeah, I'd say don't crash number one. We can circumvent around as we need if we need to get him up on our side. I mentioned to Major as well to clip in if he's going to be in the back here so we don't get jostled around too much.
I apparently can't open up
Yeah.
any of the character sheets. That's good.
And then I will probably try to keep Finn's side away from the, if they were to like fastly turn and hit us, away from the damage as driver protects passengers.
Give
Is it possible?
me a D20 plus prof plus dex as you're not so much going off road, but you're going on rougher terrain from what you had previously calculated the course on, and doing so while rapidly increasing your speed. So you got Finn there starting to try and get the grenade launcher loaded. Moata, you just managed to get the click sound of your strap system in play. You hear Gage and Warren in the back doing Gage and Warren stuff. As the van goes into a fairly hard skid. You've got effectively a minute shaved off of the engagement time as you have begun to stall against the terrain. Fortunately, you don't hear the horrific pop shred of tires underneath.
There will be a very long string of curse words and something about goddamn heavy loads. Just try to get the van at least under control, not trying to fight the terrain, but now going with it will course correct after.
Okay.
I get handling done, everything under control. Hopefully.
This is effectively a skill challenge at this point.
Yep.
So, while Kovac is attempting to get the vehicle back under control, Finn, you have the radar of them closing in. Moata, you have yourself strapped in on driver's side. It mostly limits, so you can get from basically that bulk hold, the slide window, to about middle of the van. So you have no effect on the passenger side, which is where they do appear to be approaching from. Gage / Warren, what are the bickering duo up to?
That's a good question.
I want the grenade launcher. No, I want the grenade launcher.
No. Only one of them has a grenade launcher. Gage would be preparing with his normal weapons, which are just pistols mostly. Warren is probably prepared with a shotgun. They're expecting potential combat, but at the same time, just trying to remain safe within the vehicle as it's being driven.
Are you strapping down at all?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I meant by...
I need an acrobatics dexterity check for your balance.
Acrobatics... Dexterity 4.
If I can't reach to their side in terms of assisting, I'd probably look to use like 2 straps or something to kind of extend my reach so that I can reach their side, reach the back door, but then at least I'm still within.
Okay. It'd be effectively the same thing as you're attempting to move while the van is still skidding. Just need you to attempt to make a balance. As you, on top of that, are attempting to extend the length of the strapping system, as they are meant to hold you at specific bulkheads.
Gotta low.
Okay.
I'll take it.
As you hear the loud clack of the metal clippings hit their sockets. Okay. Go ahead. Give me another vehicle check, please.
D20 plus 4.
Yes. Okay.
Much better.
So, as the van's tail whips back and forth through the heavy darkness of the kicked up dust, then you start to see these creatures, as had been described, the size of bulls, but long, more mongrel, twisted faces. Their proportions distorted, one side slightly larger than the other. You count, best you can gauge with the dust kicked up, about 8 of them.
About where in position in relation to the vehicle?
Straight out your window, about brain do the length, 30 meters. As Kovac has righted the vehicle and is beginning to get it back in a straight line.
Okay. I called the Kovac. You said 8 of them, right?
Yes.
8 at 3 clicks is 30 meters, right? Or is that wrong? 8 at 30 meters, dead right. What was that?
A click is like a kilometer.
A click is what?
Kilo. Yeah. So, what would you like to do, Finn?
I'm guessing we should shoot at these things.
Pretty much everything that lives out here is hostile.
I didn't hear what that was, Spaz.
Pretty much everything that lives out here is hostile.
Okay.
Keeping them off the vehicle is always good. Maybe it'll deter them.
Yeah. I would like to load a heat round into my grenade launcher
Okay.
to shoot at whatever one I can see first.
I know this sounds like a really silly question, but do you roll the window down?
Obviously.
Please don't.
That would be stupid not to.
Hey, look, heat of the
Heat of the moment.
but
Yeah, I do not want to take 5d6 piercing damage.
Well, as you roll the
And
window
radiant.
down, the toxic dust floods into the van. You can go ahead and make your attack. It is at disadvantage, unless you can pass a Constitution saving throw.
Is that everyone, the saving throw?
It's her at the moment, because it immediately impacts. It's like she gets a face full of it.
Okay.
And no, you don't get advantage for being a smoker. Okay. You begin rolling it down, and you have that moment of, oh, wait, and you get a big gulp of air in as you, one hand is loading, resting the grenade launch while waiting for the window to go down. Go ahead and make your attack.
I have to look up the weapon. Weapons are plus dex, right?
Yes.
Possibly.
It's it's a light weapon, so
Well, but depending on what like ladder you took,
Yeah,
you
so
may
makes
be able to
that.
use something different for your. By default, yes, it's pretty much dex, but
oh, my ladder is all dex.
okay.
Oh no.
Okay, just no, it's fine. It's
Grenade.
fine. Um, just roll me a D100 and
If
don't
that's some.
roll 5 or lower. Okay.
Why did you say that? That's how you roll a 5 or lower.
I'm the GM
I know, but why did you say that?
because it'd be funny.
It's rude.
Um,
And I'm the one that's cursed in this game,
you
apparently.
you go to pull the trigger, and your weapon is currently jammed. Um,
What flavor is it?
raspberry.
Lone Star.
I'm not face palming,
Lone Star would be boysenberry.
They'd use raspberry to jam the radars.
but that is the sort of the first round of this skill sequence. Um, for the most part, it was more successes than failures. Um, Kovac, go ahead and roll a d20 on behalf of the large Borkers. Okay, that'll set our tone for the next. So you're fairly confident that the van should be able to make distance on them, and primarily the swiftness in closing was the fact that you were heading towards them while they were heading towards you. At this point, you are attempting to get past them and break away. That so whatever skills or actions you guys would like to do, you each get one, and we will see plus minus whether or not it helps. Anyone have something specifically they want to try and start off this with?
Not that I know of, off the top of it.
So we have toxic or noxious fumes coming into the van. I will pull out. I thought we had gas masks. I thought that was discussed.
Yes, you have.
I think it.
There's
Okay.
ventilator masks. Your helmet has one built in. Kovac's currently not wearing her helmet. The others have
Yep.
like a mask system.
So I want to grab those and pass them up.
Should I roll the window back up?
I mean, if we're gonna fire, the windows are gonna be open.
If I knew
So
if I was able to. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just thinking, like, I don't know what else everybody else is doing if we do have the windows open or down, closed.
So passing out the masks, easy enough. Kovac's hands are currently full with driving.
I would have. If I saw the window going down, I don't know since I was in the middle of trying to fix the shit. But if I notice in time, I would have liked to take a deep breath of what air I had before that flooded the car. Vehicle, van. If
You
not,
have that. Pretty much
understand.
everyone has. The only reason she had to make the check immediately was it was right there on her. It's beginning to fill up
Okay.
the cab. Um,
And I try to put Kovac's mask on her.
okay. Both of you roll a dexterity check for me. No prof.
No. Let's see.
Okay. Okay. Without like any discussion, you just scoop her helmet up and manage to wriggle it on her head without interfering in her driving. Because, there's that brief moment where the bottom of the helmet was right over her eyes and she could see nothing. But as a quick motion, getting both her helmet on, which was the difficult part, and getting your respirator on. Or, excuse me, ventilator.
Can't mess up my hair.
What was your dexterity check for?
You said the two of you. I didn't know who the two were, so it was not me apparently.
Everyone.
Yeah, that
He
was
was
supposed
trying to
be
help.
He's over the shoulder diving directions.
He's getting the strap on to click in place.
Yeah. I'm useful, darn it.
All right, so that that is Finn's action. Getting Kovac able to breathe in the fuming van. Gage Warren and Mwada. Anything comes to mind? Mwada, you said you were passing out the masks, which did require your dexterity to reach across to whichever of the dynamic duo over there was furthest back on your extended rig system that you've set up.
He would have known that both Warren and Gage have the survival suit armor, which is already fully contained. They wouldn't have needed the gas mask.
So you got these extra ventilator systems then. Congratulations.
It's always nice to have spares.
Yes, it is.
True.
Yes. How would you like to contribute to this round?
I really don't know how to, with this being in a van,
Well, you do have that window that the one kind of opening, right? You said there was an opening on either side.
Yeah, there's a latch. You click that latch, it slides open, opening the side to shoot out of, interact out of.
But I mean, at the speeds that we're going, I don't even know if that's going to help all that much.
I don't know. I don't even know what speed we're going at, to be fair.
Your foot is down.
Yeah, what I'm getting at is like shooting out the side of the van. By the time I shoot something, we're probably would have passed it anyway. Anything that we've already driven past, I don't think is keeping up with us.
My foot is down.
So, and I'm not like gonna stick my arm outside the van to try to shoot forward. So, I've heard too many horror stories about sticking your arm outside of a moving vehicle as a kid to take that as a chance.
Were these bull-like creatures running beside us?
So at this point, they're sort of at a sort of crooked T coming at you. That if they're not deterred, hindered in any way, they're going to clip. Most likely, you don't have any visual on this. Outside of looking through what bits of Finn's open window that you can, as the whole back of the van is like just a sheet of metal with the bolt hole that has not yet been opened. But judging by where she was just trying to aim, they will probably clip and knock out the back of the van.
I thought as if, like reaching up to pass masks and helmets out, trying to see at the front, seeing something coming. I would call back to try and get the Major to open the back window, and I thought I could shove my rifle outside, so firing mostly outside, so we don't all go deaf, and try to deter them from charging so quickly at us.
Okay. Major, do you comply with this request?
Yeah, I'll. Is it basically like my action to?
This would be your support to.
Okay, my support,
type
of
a
thing.
Strength check from you.
Strength check to open. Yeah. Yeah, but I just had to look that up. Strength check. Okay.
They get automatic windows in the front. We get the manual ones in the back.
You get manual and like hard, like heavy duty locking ones that may or may not have been greased before you all left. Kovac will have stern words with the motor pool, I'm sure.
See how this.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can make that work for the rest of them.
That works. Why is
I'll
it,
just keep my dice roller up so I
why
stop
is your
rolling
die
yellow.
green? Wait, hold up.
It's green.
Looks the same to me.
No, hang on.
The chat roll.
Slash roll 1d20. I think it's based on your color down by your name.
It's based on what you roll.
No. Because
Oh no,
for me,
empath rolled blue.
yeah,
Mine
that's
is
what I'm saying.
blue. Mine's this color.
It's based
It's the
on like your
same.
pings, your whatever. Yeah, okay, that's
Here.
neat.
We'll easily test this. real
You mean
quick.
like the
What?
dice color?
Yeah, like
For
there's like
okay,
the
yeah.
little background.
Yeah, see? Now it's pink.
In fact, it changed
Wait,
your earlier
what?
roll.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Cool.
That's pretty
That's
neat.
cool.
What are you guys talking about?
Okay,
So if you look at the
hang
number,
on. No, I'm
you're like-
going to speed this up. Screw it. I'll just send you a picture
Yeah.
on Discord. Hang on.
Because I have a feeling it's one of those like.
See how the dye color behind everyone's number is different.
It might
Okay.
only be on the dark mode.
It might be. Let's check the.
Yeah, it's only on dark
No,
mode.
it's not. Let's just look over in the Firefox.
you just didn't get the update.
I'm not getting it on light mode either.
Yeah, they all look the
This is
same.
the stream.
Oh, you know what? I've been like flipping back and forth between dark and light, and it doesn't do it every time.
Oh, if you
Sometimes
turn.
it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I just see it now. Like if I turn dark mode off and back on, and the colors went away.
Just derail our entire chase sequence
Yep.
right here.
Wait a minute.
Oh shit!
Shiny button in the van.
Yeah.
A new button in the van.
Because I had turned off dark mode earlier because I couldn't see any of the rolls. And then I was like, you know what, I'll just keep dice roller open and just use the punch in here every time.
Yeah, his caught me off guard because it was a bright green where everyone else's kind of was similar tones for the most part.
See, here's the thing though. The only one that I've actually seen any color for is empath. Mine are still gray on my screen. Everybody else is rolled and they're just gray. But hers is a light greenish color.
Oh, roll 20. Anyhow, so Warren, you grab this metal latch, giving a decent tug. It struggles for a second before you hear that satisfying release click. Definitely needs a bit of grease on that particular gearing system as the window slides open, revealing about a 3x2 opening on the passenger side of the van, where immediately you get the more of the gas, which now currently does not hinder any of the party, as you all have activated your various ventilation systems, and
Thank
you get a beautiful view of these huge creatures charging at you guys. I need the non-Moata at this point to please make a wisdom saving throw. If you have something that helps you against fear, it would apply here. As only Moata has fought these before.
Wisdom.
Alright, wisdom. So this is major.
Okay, he's fine.
And
Yay, background.
gauge.
Good. Really would hope
Gauge
the
is
driver would be fine.
better. That's gauge.
Gage manages to still himself. It was close. Finn, I need one
Wait,
from you
I
as well.
see them?
You do. you mainly it's more of a reflexive draw of attention away from what you're doing. So
Okay.
your wisdom is not only to not be frightened, but also to stay on task. So, but you did succeed. Then you are dealing with a jammed weapon against something that is like 4 times bigger than you. Looks like it came directly out of a well-made horror movie. You are just, however you decide your character defines showing fear, you are afraid.
Awesome.
Fun.
Um, Normal frightened rules apply. You can't move closer to them willingly.
I don't have any willingness in this part.
um, was it disadvantage on attack rolls?
Well, she's strapped in, so she can't really move,
Yeah, that's
can
what I'm
she?
saying. Like,
So,
so really, it's only
I
the
mean, I
attack
don't think
roll
she can
issue
get
that's an
away
issue.
either. I was
um,
more worried about getting away, so like jumping out.
but that is Warren's action to assist. Gage now has a clean shot, clean air quotes here. Um,
Okay.
and Moata, you would have a clean shot at the batch, the herd.
I'm just picturing the like water buffalo from Horizon Zero Dawn, like the beast buffalo for some reason. If anyone's played.
It's You have the size and bulk of like a bison, but the face is elongated. Half of it is sloping, slopping off, and then like one of them, the one that you get a decent look at before you decide, you know what, I'm just gonna look at this camera and nothing else.
Drive.
Yeah, is like the forward left leg is far more muscular than the right. It's not pretty. Um, this is with the caseless pistol gauge. You line up your shot and clean between the eyes, sending one crashing into the to its neighbor, beginning to hinder their course.
Right. Um. Been a while since I used him, so I know his whole thing is being able to shoot more than once. But no, that's it for now.
Okay.
I'll look over some stuff.
Okay. That this leaves Mawada for this round.
Sorry, I was trying to find back. I made a macro. I was trying to see if it was accurate. I think it is.
Error 403 forbidden.
Well, that's rude of it.
So we'll give them some suppressive fire. Hit a whole, go for the front leading ones, the whole group of them.
So you basically you swing across and manage to hook with your elbow. Fortunately, it's not far enough that it would count it as movement. It's not a full 5 foot across. And you just start layering out suppressive fire. I just need all eyes are on you now, Kovac. One more vehicle check.
I muted my mic on accident. That was
Well
a
timed.
proficiency and
So I think it was a
deck.
+4 for you.
All
Unless
right.
you want to intentionally try to drive into the nearest creature.
Whoops, I just did that wrong. Ignore. Oh, I guess add 2 more. I think, or no, add 4
4.
to that. Sorry.
So 12.
And no, I would not be trying to put the vehicle in danger. That would not be the ideal
Yeah,
situation.
right as Tanaka gets like mounted on the out the porthole, just right outside of that, just tail whip him into the creatures.
Would not be ideal.
Well, good.
We're just trying to drive
Okay.
properly-ish.
It is heartbeat after heartbeat as you hear Finn cursing. What do you say? It's not exactly cursing in French. It's but not having a good time en français. Um, the guys in the back popping shots. Minutes go by before the herd it finally breaks away. Seeing as you are now prey that has gotten too fast for it, as Kovacs manages to right the van and is barely managing to maintain speed. You do note, Kovac, that there is your favorite little light, the check engine light, has come on.
Can I hit it and see if it goes off?
Sure.
Just like a quick, like...
That's a pretty good. The last picture there would be a pretty good physical representation, Finn.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks cool.
You bash on it, it goes off and then starts blinking.
It's fine.
It just works.
It's new turn signal. It's fine. Faulty wires.
For the most part, you guys are not harried again until the evening rolls about or begins to roll about.
We need to reach out over radio as we close in on the group or where we think they are at, so they know we're coming.
Okay. It was 467-Q, if I remember right. Was your frequency? Are you handling the comms, or are you gonna have someone else do it?
Guess it depends on where it's at in the van.
The center front console.
Okay.
Finn, only now are you able to start catching your breath. The chase has been over a good 2 hours.
Okay. Now I can start speaking English again.
Man, that's up to you.
I figure if your response can be speaking in French.
If she's not speaking English, then yeah, I'm gonna have to have reach up and just repeat myself.
Okay. There's the steady bump rattle of the van as it works its way over the terrain. You hear the static as you begin to dial in the frequency, leaning in between the passenger and driver's seat. Really getting a good look at how Kovac's been driving with effectively a blacked out window and the camera purely operating on this camera system. Static. Assuming you call out rank and intention, or is there something specific you'd like to call out with?
Were you talking to me?
I was talking to Mawada.
Okay.
The one with the rank.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
What as you are locking into the frequency, what are you hailing them with? What are you saying over the comms?
Were we given a group designation aside from just we're Catch-22s?
You don't call yourselves Catch-22s. It'd be Unit 22.
Okay.
Unit 22, Combat Deployment Squad specifically.
Okay. Yeah, call it Unit 22 Combat Deployment Squad, approaching because I don't know how to designate the area without giving, like, we wouldn't give specific, like, if there's a coded way to give the location or zone, um, you know,
Okay. Um,
calling out
I will
to
say Finn
mobile.
has the console that would pull up the map to tell you sort of what grid location you would be in. Excuse me.
Okay.
And then she's now stable enough that she's able to pull it up for you. It's basically like G4 sunk battleship. It's not super complex, but you do know that the layering shifts depending on the time of day, or even the unit. Makes paperwork a pain in the ass.
Approaching grid G4, looking to connect with mobile convoy for evening rest. We're just gonna wait and repeat that as needed if it's silent for a good while.
It about 2 callouts in, as you get into band range of the van system, you hear the static of someone over comms. Um, Copy Unit 22, Combat Squad. We have you on approach. Adjust bearing 20 degrees eastbound. Expected
20
arrival
degrees,
15 minutes.
20 degrees eastbound. Roger. I'm assuming that go back here though. It's open comms in our van.
Like it comes over a speaker system, so everyone heard that,
Okay.
especially your driver, unless she has like turned on her helmet's music system without telling anyone.
I have a music system?
Did you not invest in a music system in your personal helmet?
Was I
Lame.
allowed to?
Did you ask to?
No.
Just
I
looks like you missed
mean,
out.
I didn't know it was an option.
earbuds at least.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't know the gas thing was built into the helmet until you said it was, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't get that. Like, you got different mixtapes and everything.
That's why Gage and Warren aren't yelling at each other as they're both jamming out back there.
Sure.
To be fair, I don't think she would even listen to music while driving, especially on the outskirts like this.
Probably not.
Eyes and ears open kind of situation.
Yeah. The course adjustments easy enough. The terrain is not great, but eventually, first over the camera, um, you begin to see what looks to be various spotlights of a convoy as they are in the motions of beginning to circle up. As the van approaches, 10 individuals seem to peel out the back of one of the slower moving vehicles. Rifles raised, uh, marking positions in relative cover. I'm going to go on the safe assumption that your driver does not attempt to run them over.
No, we would. I'd slow down to a stop.
Okay.
Yeah, at a respectful distance to where communication is still able, but also not like make it clear we're not trying to run them over or run through.
So it's about 80 feet by the time the van. It's just its personal inertia is able to come to a degraded stop on the terrain, which
We'd want to announce on the radio as well, like we're on a final approach
okay.
coming in.
You are given copy of that. Please stop vehicle. Be prepared for inspection, and be prepared to present identification. Kovac, the first thing you hear when the van stops is.
I'm gonna need to check.
What was that?
I'd make
I'm gonna need to check that.
Ah, yes.
And I'll make sure that our stuff in the back is all closed up, covered up. It's not identifiable. I have my ID stuff ready.
Um, two of the individuals in that 10-man squad break once they confirm they've got their backs are covered and begin to approach, one on the driver, one on passenger side. They lower their weapons enough to show that they're not approaching threatening, but they are prepared. Um, the one on the driver's side begin making motions soon as he is within line of sight of the side window itself, seeing the blackout on the window shield for you to begin rolling down your windows.
I would do so. Comply.
Insert static keys, talking through helmet voice here. Sergeant Tanaka,
Yep.
lean over Kovac to present your IDs.
Yeah.
Clicks the flashlight, looks it over. Check. Looks at the ID, looks at your helmeted face, like fuck, one of these guys. Um, zeroes in on the tags around your neck.
We just look at faces like pull my helmet off. What do you secure here? I can potentially hop out, but I don't know if they want that right now.
Um, any encounters?
Yeah.
Yeah, some sort of herd of bull-like creatures on our way in.
All right. Tenant's gonna want to hear about that. Ring yourself around the 720 over there. If you can limp this poor thing, we'll send some parts over and help you get that coolant system fixed. You got a mechanic on board?
That'd be me.
All right. Get her in place.
We'll try.
You can tell they do not want to have to push this fucking thing. Fortunately, you didn't kill the engine, so it is still running.
See, told you it's fine. Just gotta hit the light a few times.
There's a mysterious object blocking the view to Tanaka from me.
Yeah, because I've never seen his face before.
That's right. Just that the intense bloom effect. From the clearly it's from the flashlight. It just happens to shine just right so you can't see.
Right?
You pull in line. They motion you behind the 720, which they referring to a larger cargo vessel that is currently in the middle of the back end, folding out into what looks to be a deployable base, including in the center a large antenna spiking up.
Pull the vehicle to where was indicated.
At which point you have people you would recognize as probably their motor pool Kovac approaching. You can turn off the blackout on the windshield if you so desire.
I wasn't told to.
Okay. But at this point, you guys are parked. They do give you the cut the engine, and you guys you have arrived at your second checkpoint. It is a busy group of about 18 vehicles in total. The inner circle of which you've been able to park pretty much right next to what looks to be the primary deployable and redeployable building. At the front of the chassis, you see one individual wearing Lieutenant markings and identifiers in the midst of giving out commands. Seems very procedural, commonplace for them. He looks towards your vehicle for just a moment, and then points to the the building before he himself steps inside.
Sergeant, do I have permission to stay behind and work on the vehicle?
Yeah, that'd be great. So everybody find some food, get out and stretch for a bit. I'll check in, make sure we're good to go. We'll probably just head out first light again. Just having somebody here with a vehicle at all times would be good.
Okay.
We could
I
rotate
can,
through.
I can probably be here for 2 hours trying to fix this, anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. You
I
have
would take my helmet off
a
out
cracked
if
radiator. So when you go to take your helmet off, they kind of give you like they don't do that. Don't
oh,
like it. This is not breathe. This is not pleasant to breathe. Yeah, you've got a cracked
get on me.
radiator. Fortunately, they have the means of helping you repair it. And if you are taking the full 2 hours intentionally,
Not
uh,
intentionally.
um, but if you dot your T's, cross your I's, you're able to not rush the project. Checks are negated effectively. It's only like stale
Okay.
cigarettes as your lungs are burning from their previous inhalation.
Yeah, stale cigarettes.
Uh, Finn, Gage, Warren, do y'all go inside the building?
Yes.
Okay.
Might as well.
Okay. Inside, you see as uh, just general soldiers are in the midst of pulling what looks to be fold-out walls and breaking the structure up into smaller rooms. Um, Mwada, having gotten out of the vehicle and got in the building ahead of y'all, you see has already caught up to the individual that appears to be in charge. He's not immediately turned yet to you, Mwada. He has acknowledged your presence, but is still going through. Hey, you go do this. Hey, what are you doing? Come on, let's go. Chop chop. Going through his motions, getting his evening base squared away. Um, and it's as they get to the far end of what has now become this 40 by 40 blocked structure, uh, that he plops out two folding chairs and hands you one, and lights up a cigarette. As you hear now all of you in there hear the loud churning of a fan start to draw out the dust.
I'd thank him for the chair and tell him we're just looking to sync up for the night and then be on our way. First light. Some food would be appreciated. I don't know that you guys have any. If by chance you've got a place to stay for the night,
We've got
we could use it.
4 bunks available. As I'm afraid that's all I got room for. I saw you had a 5-man crew. Y'all are welcome to double bunk if y'all so desire, but as space is a little bit of a commodity here.
That's fine. We've got some gear that we can pull out. It's just the less I have to dig through everything jammed in that van, the better.
I hear you. Don't think I've heard 22 is being deployed in shit. Not since the fall back to the city. He even seems to be catching himself forgetting his manners and goes to try and offer you a smoke.
I'll just hold my hand up and pass. Thanks. Yeah, it's been a good while since we've been out of the town.
My boys say you had an encounter. At this point, the other 3 of you would be closing in on this conversation. And there's the casual atmosphere. He probably would have used that second chair to kick his feet up if not for the fact that Tanaka's sitting in it. He motions to a couple more folding chairs hanging on walls for the 3 of you. And likewise offers each of you Any y'all? But yeah, it's said you ran to a whole pack of creatures.
Yeah, they were some form of like a mutated bull almost, is what they looked like. Charged. Well, we were kind of facing off at each other, so we kind of had to veer out of our initial path, but some suppressive fire and quick driving got us on around them, and we could outrun them.
Uh,
There's, yeah, not a ton of them, but I don't know, 8 or so.
yeah, it sits on a tablet with a map, a similar grid. You can tell it's from yesterday's grid system. Uh, Kind of has you sort of gauge where you think the encounter happened. Which would be a
Yeah.
history check.
Am I present for this combo?
You are. So if you would like to assist, you can have advantage. Okay. You give it a pretty fair guess, having not looked at the scans when it happened, more worrying about the situation itself.
Yeah.
Well, you're pretty confident in your answer. It goes and marks it down. Uh, as Yeah, we didn't clock any life form. I don't. The hell is the department calling these damn things these days, anyways? These target practice. We didn't clock any that far to the south. That's a bit of an issue.
There was also one flying.
Guy curses under his breath. Yeah, a lot more of them are doing that lately. We had a run-in with them about 2 days back. They actually scooped up a couple of men and flew off. That's why we have 4 bunks open. Anyhow, all I'm told is
Yeah.
y'all are on some super secret mission. I hope it's paying stupid well to come out from your cush positions there in the city.
We do as well. Do you by chance know which direction your men were carried off?
Uh, they hit us coming from eastward and flew back that way.
He's mentioning eastward. Like, I'm trying to look at how far north they were, because from my recollection, we were headed northeast.
Correct. Your destination is northeast.
I'm just trying to get a rough guess as to how close these creatures were potentially coming from, flying back to, toward, in relation to our destination.
Sort of looking at the map. If you want to go ahead and give me a survival. Glancing at the map, you are able to gauge. You can see the ruinous outskirts of the old city. If you guys duly noted, scoring. Trying to do some quick math, as he had mentioned, it was a couple days back. Is you're pretty sure that if they came out of the city, it would be the furthest east of the city, which fortunately is not as far as you hope to have to go. It's about 2 grid marks away, which effectively is about a click each. So long as you don't stir the nest, you might be all right.
Well, that's the plan. Have you heard much about Scotiavale? What condition it's in?
We kind of runs a line across as he takes a deep drag. We pretty much skirt about this far out, back and forth each day, trying to contain as much of them as we can. Haven't sent a unit in 2 weeks. That's why I was surprised. I got a call saying you guys were heading out that way. That's quite the powder keg you guys are rolling into. Y'all ain't some kind of match, are you?
We hope not.
Everyone else got quiet.
Too quiet.
Sorry, separate conversation going on over here. Yeah, I mean, I just mentioned that we've got somebody just looking to check out that area for a friend if we get close enough.
I mean, we can fly a drone out, try and get some aerial shots of it come daybreak, but so they don't rip the damn drone up the sky again. Anyhow, if there's anything you need in particular, my men should be getting you fueled back up. Chow should be in about 30 minutes. I think it's pork chops today.
No, I don't think we do. Just getting a more secure place for the night is greatly appreciated. Seeing some other people so we don't have to deal with each other day in, day out.
Alright.
No offense, turning to others.
Well, fair heads up, we don't do a muster call. There will be no loud alarms. If you have one set on any of your personal devices, I highly recommend you turn them the hell off. You will be woken up at about 6:45. Do not deck my privates. They will not exactly be thrilled with you. They are just doing their job. We do a silent wake up and roll out. Well, silent as a bunch of diesel vehicles can do.
Okay. Oh, and I mentioned our crew as well. Like, they've got 4 bunks open if you want to be in with their crew for the night, or we can pull out one of ours. And we need a little bit more space. I don't remember how much ours will actually fit offhand because I know we had 2 of them.
Effectively, that would fit 3 people per tent structure.
Okay.
Comfortably, you can fit the full crew in one of them. Just you'd be laying on top of each other, basically.
I like that they gave us comfort at least. That was nice.
Who said anything about comforters?
I said comfort.
Oh.
Because they could have, like, that was nice that they gave us 2 for comfort.
Or they expected you to use one, it to get ripped to shit, and you then have to use the other. You know, backup plans.
I don't do backup plans.
Gear and have a bit of space to eat inside if we need to.
Yeah. What is this? Yeah. I've got a few more of my knuckleheads to wrangle up. If you need anything, most likely you're gonna find me pacing around right around here. Chow is gonna be just down. Fuck, I guess you can call it a hall. There to the right. Look for Marty. I think I can smell the chops cooking up right about now. Don't don't mention his lazy eye. He gets a little touchy.
Oh, what was this guy's name? I realized I had a note. We were supposed to reach out to Greg, I believe, and
It's
tell
gonna
him
be
that
Greg,
Chuck.
correct?
Let him know that Chuck sent us.
You have a Lieutenant Kowalski because it just says his surname.
Okay. Uh, by the way, is your name Greg?
Just yeah, what of it?
Chuck was sending us out here from our last base that we were able to stop at. Said to let you know he was sending us out to come find you.
Uh huh. Is that it? He kind of starts looking at the other three of your crew. There's like kind of squinting eyes, like.
Man, it sounds like you guys were on good terms. You might be able to hook us up with something. I don't know. It's something about a favor.
Getting now. All right. Uh, Colin's guard,
I mean,
huh?
not. Sorry, what do you say?
Uh, he mentioned the same location. Uh, Chuck had told you to go check out Skull's guard. I'm the GM might be I don't have my notes in front of me. But I'm just doing this from memory.
Okay. I think it was called Scotia Vale. I think that's what you told me before.
Um,
Oh, yes, that's where he asked us to check out. Okay. Yeah, it was Chuck that was asking about Scotia Vale. That's what I was asking. He had some people that went down out there, but wasn't able to retrieve them.
all right. Um, gonna need to pull a few strings. I'll get back with you in the morning.
Sure, yeah, not let put you out, just pass him the word.
It's yeah, just a word. Anyhow, you'll run on to Chow now. He seems like there's a lot of mental math and gymnastics he's going through all of a sudden.
Yeah, we'll leave you to it. Thank you, Lieutenant. Yeah, I'd like to stretch out, relax, get some food.
So while you were within the building, you do not require the any sort of ventilation mask of any kind. Um, the air does not smell at all pleasant, but it does not at least burn your lungs. As noted, there is a fellow who appears to be it's Martinez in the midst of serving chow there as you were directed for a decently crowded part of the complex. Um, a private Birowitz comes running up to the lot of you and informs you that you will be available to use bunk heads E4, E5, Z1, and Z2. He will be here in the mess hall, and should you need anything, you see a little displeasure. He's been assigned as, and I quote, the lieutenant, your gopher. And I was sort of go fuck off. So, good evening.
Yeah, thanks. We should be pretty easy. Try to stay out of your way.
He kind of looks over. There's a couple of folks that looks like they're playing some kind of card game. And he's a little pouty. But he hangs out with y'all for the rest of the night.
No, I mean, if he's looking away again, I'm like, I think we're good. We know we can come look for you in here if you just want to hang out in here until you're headed off for the night. We shouldn't really need anything. Sounds like it's all easy enough to find. Go enjoy some cards. I got no issue with it.
That is all the motivation he needs. Panning outside, Kovac, you've got like 3 veteran mechanics helping you out there. Mostly just exchanging shop talk with you.
So I'm having a good day.
Um, I mean, if you think switching this thing out, oh, we had to do a full radiator swap on the 720 over here. That was a day and a half. Whole convoy stuck.
Doesn't sound like too fun out here.
Uh, Gums up the works real quick. As probably what happened to yours, they didn't give you the right kind of coolant to deal with all the extra additives in the air.
Of course they didn't. Why would they get something right?
Because we haven't figured out what's right yet. Virgil and I, we got a bit of a mix. Now it's up to you if you want to put it in your girl here. But it's been working out all right in our vehicles.
Do I know if their vehicles are much different than ours? If it'll, like, get up? Or if it's...
At a glance, it's all standard issue.
Y'all know more than me out here. If you think it'll help, I'll take it.
Just be clear, as soon as you get it back to shop, you're going to need to do a full flush. Oil and coolant. You ain't going to do no city driving with this stuff in it.
Keep that noted.
Okay. So, Mwada, you come to Coax over there, just hanging out with effectively this company's motor pool. Just a couple of them have started trying to, like, they lift their helmets off just long enough to take a drink of non-labeled brown bottle beverages.
I mean, if it's been several hours, like she said, she would be here for at least 2 hours. I want to make sure she's got time to go eat and relax and whatnot. So that's what I was aiming to do, is get some stuff done, use up that time,
So,
and then come out.
because like, at this point, it's just them, just shop talk. They finished the repairs.
She is relaxing.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to stay here longer, just give me a call later when you're done.
You would be able to tell her chow closes in about 30 minutes.
So that was going to be my piece of info, to make sure she has food. Something besides our package stuff.
She'd probably just stick with the patch stuff at this point if she's chatting and enjoying herself. Probably wouldn't
Well,
lose the
if
opportunity to
verbalizes
talk.
they will they will happily lead you in. Mind you, you are covered, like, hands are still covered in coolant oil, and these guys are going straight to just good old tradesman chow. Like, they just don't care. But if you were adamant at staying at the van, it's up to you.
Eh. If you're fine taking over watch of the van, Sarge.
Yep.
I'd go get some food.
She made new
Y'all
friends.
coming with? She would ask her new friends.
They're like halfway to the door, like, what is taking you so long? Come on, girlies, let's go.
Run off with them.
Stay so. um, outside Moata, as is now fully into the evening, and most of the vehicle you can hear sort of that gentle thrum. Many of the vehicles do appear to still be switched on, ready to go at a moment's notice, kind of thing. You can see 10-man squads, much like the one that you had saw approach your vehicle on arrival, working in grouped patrols. Otherwise, it's relatively quiet. Bleak, no stars, no moon.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd look to pull out our extra shelter and spend some time in the van, looking over some stuff. Um, I guess potentially pulling it into the shelter. That way, if I've got the room with just me, I could open stuff up, see how many serums we've got, just poke and prod at stuff, not like looking to activate and turn stuff on, use anything, but just get a little bit more familiar with it.
You have a total of 8 serums. As you open it up, there is a soft hiss, and a light cold mist washes out from the refrigerated portion of this case. About a 2-inch long, half-inch diameter tube with what looks to be a press plunge uh, system on one end. There's no like injection gun or anything. It's you just press it straight to your skin and it shoots in. Um, you do recall reading through some of the literature that it advises you try to aim for a blood vessel for faster um, access to the properties, but it's not required.
Okay.
And the case itself, the refrigerator section shows another 48 hours worth of cooling capability.
Good to know. Yeah, there's a whole other compartment I was thinking to that box that had some other devices in it as well.
Mm-hmm. The Serene
Probably.
Approximation Weapon Development Systems. The whole blurb of advert still available for you to read if you so desire.
Yeah, might as well. I got some time before I head to bed.
Yeah, it's perfect like go to bed material. It's just pretty much saying the same thing over and over and over in different ways. Um, it that particular portion of the material mainly goes on about the associated suit that goes in tandem with a quote proprietary medical supplement to enhance our fighting forces.
And the suit was more targeted at preventing ill side effects, correct?
Correct. Do you intend to try and gather an understanding of its literature?
Yeah, I mean, really kind of understanding all everything we've got in there. If I've got, however much time I've got to get familiar with what we're dealing with before we're turning stuff on and trying to use it.
Just give me an intelligence Try and cut through the jargon. Okay. You're fairly sure that this suit is one physically adapting to its user within certain ranges, so it's like one size fits most. Um, it also will attempt to purge toxins related to inadequate. Uh, a great time for someone to scratch the back of my throat. Inadequate um, match to the serum. Basically, if you have a poor compatibility, the suit will attempt to purge it, bypassing and effectively overriding the negatives. It is not a guarantee; it's a potential. Effectively, the check that you would make to prevent if you fail the check, you then get to make a separate check for the suit to allow you to maintain your mobility without knocking the fuck out. It can do this 2 times per day, up to 6 times total, before the suit needs to be returned and repaired.
Okay. What about there was like a mine setting device and then a gas emitting weapon?
The mind dispenser is exactly what it sounds like. Um, you pull out what looks to be like a uh, 1.5 foot by foot like chunky gun with a series of plates. They are wisp thin, and you're pretty sure would have almost a frisbee effect. It mentions that there is a remote controlled release adhesive that would once the uh, a dish is at the point of contact, hitting the trigger again will make it attempt to either adhere to something it is against or throw itself in a downward direction to latch to the ground, or nearest uh, nearest surface. And it is advised to not be within 60 feet of the explosion.
That's
I'm
really close.
confused. It shoots discs that can stick to things and has a blast radius of 60 feet that does something to the mines of those that are in the radius, or it's just exploding?
The mines themselves have a detonation radius of 60 feet. Of
I
which
kept hearing M-I-N-D, not yes. That was my...
it's a mind launcher
Okay,
basically.
okay.
But the mines themselves are looks to be a fairly malleable substance. Like if you were to shoot this at someone's chest and trigger the adhesive, that it would wrap around them to a degree. Like
Is it list a
it would
range?
wrap around like an arm or things like that. What was that?
Okay. Is it list like a firing range?
It fires at only 100 feet with a 60-foot blast radius. Uh, Going through its literature with their 16 intelligence, it would work better from an elevated position, or to quickly dispense and level, as their term, a significant area of the battlefield.
Okay. Um, and then there's like a cryogenic gas emitting weapon. You mentioned it for like a 5x5 square. Is that like it's just outputting a cloud of gas from right where you are, or it's like spraying out a jet?
Um, so as you are hopefully carefully utilizing the moving these about, you get what looks to be these canisters, inside of which are like small fist-sized globules of this neon blue substance that just being near it, you can feel how cold it is. The literature goes on to say that this launches at a distance of 40 feet, hitting its area as the glob then erupts, attempting to rapidly accelerate the loss of temperature for biological matter.
Okay.
It goes through a series of tests where within 20 seconds, a full grown test subject was rendered inert.
So if we had a way to keep them still. Okay.
It's more like freeze bombs, blobs. The difficulty in handling and aiming is the primary catch to this weapon. Um, this weapon cannot have advantage, and it always shoots at a -2 to a user's range attack.
Okay. Uh, the mine launcher, did that list any specifics about its firing?
It fires as most any weapon, utilizing dexterity, barring you having any ladders. Um, it does note that it can, if you are at an elevated position, you can attempt to increase its range while lowering your overall accuracy. Effectively, you can give yourself a -5 to add an incremental um, 20 feet to its range, but it will veer based on wind and other variables.
Yeah.
And you only have 6 shots for that. The cryo launcher, you only have 4 shots.
Okay. That probably gives me some good information. I feel like we could potentially use these. So I'd try to get a pop-up set up. If go find, make sure the van's fully locked up well, stuff stored back where it goes, and if the crew is still up, I'd go share info. Otherwise, just wait for the morning ride.
The only 2 I would not know about would be Gage and Warren, as he has gone AFK. Kovac has as well.
I'm back.
Good timing. Finn, you
Thank
see,
you.
is still hanging out there. The card games, like the number of players has flipped. They would not stop you from joining. They're not playing for money or anything like that. It's more just a lot of shit talk going on. They're effectively just playing war.
I'm sorry, the only war I know is I declare war, I declare thumb war, so I just imagined a bunch of grown men in suits playing I declare war.
Yes, absolutely.
Um
Uh,
I would definitely join in then. Not the thumb war, the card war.
yeah. I haven't played that in so long though.
I just want to hang out with the motor pool guys until they turn in and then go out to the van.
Noted,
As I
Gage.
said, I would stay with it overnight, so
Okay. When you go out, Tanaka has one of the two structure, like your portable structures, sort of enclosed over the back of the van. Um, there are people smoking and drinking here in the Chow Hall.
Okay, then I'd be letting up while I
Um,
join the game.
it's one of those you're pretty sure that any other Chow Hall this would not be tolerated. Um, yeah, so Kovac, that is what you approach. This would be right as Muada is packing up and re securing the client medical case. Again, you have the tent structure on the back, this large canvas fold out enclosing the back of the van.
I can see into it
You
to
cannot.
see him. No. Um,
I
Ashley
don't think he's being
approaches.
stealthy though, so I'm pretty sure you hear him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about noise or just moving stuff around, flipping papers.
She had walked up to the tent and not tap on it, but make herself known to like, "You in there, Sarge?"
Yeah, what's up?
You can
I'd head
turn
to the
in for the
door.
night. I stay with the van.
Either or.
Doesn't matter to me. I'm used to spending all night in the shop.
Well, if you're wanting it, I'll go make use of a different bed for a night.
Go ahead.
All right, so here's where you roll to try and steal the van, right, Kovac?
No. We learned our lesson. Mostly.
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 Is Kovac
Might
scared
be
of
some
beds?
impulsive.
Um, those of you who are
Yes.
bunking in one of the various bunks given, um, it's not a perfect night's sleep. It's no five-star hotel. A lot of the guys here snore, but most of them are at least bathed. And it wasn't a pleasant shower offered. It was cold, purely cold water, enough to get a bit of the grime off of you. Um, and as noted, just about a quarter to 0600, you feel a silent shake on your shoulders um, as one of the Gopher privates is walking around quietly waking everyone up.
How would they do that with for Kovac as well?
They would not.
Okay.
They, as far as you know, no one actually knows you're in the tent.
What's the normal time that military would be used to waking up? Was she
Uh,
told what time everyone was waking up?
it's up to Wada.
Uh, nope.
Okay, so nope,
What's
you were not told.
whatever her normal schedule wake up,
Just
whatever's
give me a Constitution check. See if your body clock
all right.
kicks off correctly.
There it is. Constitution, right? So that would saving
Correct.
throw. Okay. +4.
Okay. You've been up for a good hour already, getting things squared away. You've yet to hear from your crew. Because the last wake up call that you got was for 0500 muster. That's the last base. And you were not given any corrections for this base.
Well, she'd be spending that hour double checking, triple checking engines, and making sure things were secure. A little bit of workout if she finished that in time.
Um, you do hear a couple of your new friends kind of stumbling out, yelling, cursing at each other. They are clearly trying to stay quiet as they move towards their vehicles. They give you a little head nod as you
Little
hear
head nod in
engines starting
return.
to turn over and warm up. The few that were cut.
Ours was cut, so probably would do the same because diesel.
Um, so an hour later, the rest of the crew is woken up. What was that first roll there for Mawada? D100?
I get up very slowly. Apparently, even with earplugs, I was sleeping near a very loud snore last night.
Ah. Fortunately, you have a very determined gopher. Like, he'll like shake you, turn, see you not get up, shakes you again. But by the time you get up and start to roll, he flinches, ready for you to swing on him for shaking you so much.
How many times has this poor guy been punched?
You wake up someone in the pitch black darkness. No matter how good you slept, with like there's no verbal communication. It's just like shake, shake, shake. And as soon as they register
In
movement, they walk away.
in a combat zone.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
a very
Yeah.
aggressive combat zone.
This poor guy.
And it's not just this one poor guy. There's multiple, like the gopher privates, the lowest of the ranks here. That's their morning duties to wake everyone up. Soon as he gets up and you're like swinging your legs off your bunk, Moata, pro- probably hear Finn waking up below you. Another individual, they are not wearing any unit designation. They, in fact, appear to be wearing blacked out civilian dress. Clearly, themselves sort of recently woken up, but there's a Sergeant Mawada. Excuse me, Tanuka. I'm sorry.
I'd hop down and stand up to him. Yeah? What's this about?
I hear you got some coordinates for me.
What?
He's like looking around, trying to keep quiet as everyone's waking up around him. The lieutenant told me to come get some coordinates from you. Some errand I need to run.
Are you looking to pick up some tags?
If that's the errand, you could say I drew the short straw.
Because to my recollection, the lieutenant did not say like he was going to send somebody to go check out this site. Is my understanding. I don't know. I don't think I had any idea.
Was that he was going to talk to you in the morning.
Okay.
And that he was going to help you out with this favor.
But Chuck did give me a specific location, right? Like with coordinates?
Yes.
Okay. So that's really all that I've got aside from our mission. Um, yeah, I will give them to him. Let him know that, I guess whatever Chuck's last name is in rank back at the other base is the one that was requesting these. I don't know if you guys are headed back that way or if I need to try and pick him up on my way back.
Just keep a radio open. 562 Bravo. I'll ping you if I find anything.
Okay.
Or if I'm getting eaten. One of the two.
Yeah, I like to stretch some and get moving. See if they've have a morning meal and maybe get in a super quick short jog just to get the blood pumping and moving before we're off in the van. Help get the pop-up stored again.
Okay. First thing you know, or that all of you will know, there is no morning chow. As you are making your way out, many of the sort of the fold-out bulkhead parts of the structure are being folded away. The building itself being collapsed back up onto its truck bed. Most of the people you see are looks to be their some kind of pouch. What you'd be familiar. This is sort of your MRE style feeder pouch that is able to work under your helmet that you can kind of sip on as you go through your morning duties. And there is someone passing those out, but there's no warm meal this morning.
Yeah, I'd grab one of passing them out just so I've got plenty of food if we need it. And help, store the stuff that we used and gather everybody up and get moving.
So you come up to a pacing Kovac she's awake. She's very awake. Does he have different flavors? He has porridge and porage.
Obviously going with the porage.
Okay.
Fancy people.
What do you say?
Fancy people.
It doesn't taste bad. It's basically like a protein shake. I know Gage and slash Warren is still muted on his end. Finn, what are you fallen behind? Again, you were pretty much bunked right under him with the
Yeah.
boys being sent on the other side of the complex.
Yeah, I'm sipping on my porage and smoking a cigarette as I walk along with him.
As soon as you out, you are immediately hit by the toxic fumes of the exterior. Reminded that the luxury of having a ventilation system is now not a thing. You go to take that first drag, and you just inhale, and it just burns. You are poisoned.
This is the worst cigarette ever.
You haven't even put the cigarette to your lips yet.
I still blame it on the cigarettes.
Good lord.
They're not good for you. That's like pulling on my helmet.
So as at least three of you gather up with the other two lagging behind, getting their stuff together for the morning, the lieutenant rolls up at the back of the van as you're sliding in the pop-up.
Oh, that pop-up would have already been taken down.
Okay, well.
We had a whole hour. Shit is ready. It is in order. You'd be surprised if things weren't organized and labeled.
It's purring. It's been idling, ready to go for so long.
Well, everything's ready to go. Nice work, Kovac.
Slight glare. She probably would have gotten up early anyways, just to do this as well. to be told would have been nice.
Yeah. The lieutenant approaches as you guys are gathered up. Is just gives a look towards you, Tanaka, as best you can tell from behind his own mask. Is, I take it my associate spoke with you this morning.
Yes. I give him the coordinates, and he's gonna reach out over comms. Let us know what he finds. See if we need to swing back on our way back. Thank you. It'll save us some time out here.
Don't thank me yet. He's got a pretty good track record, but it's one of those safer to send one rather than to send a lot sort of places. He hands you a data card. I had some of my guys send out some of the night drones. These are the pictures they took. I hope it helps. I don't know who's sending you into this fucking anthill, but frankly, piss on them.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with that a bit, but we have orders, so thanks for the pics.
Fair heads up, we'll be on the Delta channel for the same frequency for the next 2 days. So you
Okay.
find a reason to be swinging back our way, try and reach out there. We'll have long range up. I'd advise only putting yours up if you're ready for a fight. The signal seems to draw some of the flyers. So.
Good to know. You have any tips as well dealing with any of the local wildlife?
Fire.
Avoiding them? Okay.
Our boys have been having a right jolly barbecue with most of them, but they seem to be getting smarter, and that's kind of one of the problems. They seem to be planning, you know what I mean? It was easy when they just ran at us. Just the bulk of flesh, it was hard to miss. And some of them are starting to walk on 2 legs. He gestures at the data card. That's kind of what I was talking about.
Sounds fun. Thanks for the heads up.
Kovac would kind of put a hand up, sort of asking, not like raise your hand in class, but like kind of a finger point slightly, like seeing if she could cut in and ask a question, but not wanting to, still being somewhat formal.
Go ahead, Private.
How's the terrain looking out there for vehicles?
You got a spare, right?
Do we have a spare?
You have a spare.
She'd nod.
Hope you don't have to use it because the time it takes for you to swap it. No offense. Normal car, I'm pretty sure you do just fine, but trying to lift up this damn van with all your gear loaded in, more power to you, especially if you're under fire. It's drivable about 2 kilometers in. Easy enough. After that, you're going to have to wing it. Again, we haven't sent anyone that far up. Just kind of been keeping our patrol.
Appreciate it, sir.
There's the one of the old TV buildings there on the outskirts. Just once you get past the old suburbs, it's about the most solid structure I've seen on the few aerial pictures we've taken the last couple of months. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe we're checking out.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, if y'all need a boot back here, don't hesitate. Y'all are marching into hell, and I ain't got the balls for it. It's bad enough I'm standing at the gates of them.
Sounds good. I think we're about ready to roll out and get out of your way.
Gives you a nod and gives a like stupidly informal salute, sort of dismissing you all to back to your whatever duties you were performing, before turning and starting to bark at his men.
Kovac would have returned an extremely formal salute.
His back's already turned.
Doesn't care, still doing it.
Uh huh.
We got in trouble once.
That's all it takes.
Not going for it again. To be fair, she got lucky.
Well, if we're all packed up, we can get moving. Get this trip over a little bit faster.
Everything's all set. Just need to load all of you in.
Sweet. I can share a little bit more. I did some reading and some poking at our boxes last night.
What'd you find?
Tell you on the road. Yeah, basically, I guess we would share.
Should take that as a nod and get in the driver's seat.
All right. So as you guys break away from the convoy, heading off in its own direction, you guys heading towards the city. That's where we fade to black.
I would note, due to possibly having to roll the windows down again, she would be keeping her mask on.
Okay.
Just, everyone else can take them off, but she just, lucky it went so well last time.
Just duly noted.
I mean, that or have it close by where, like, at the first sign of trouble, you can put it on when it's not, like, critical that you're doing intense
how hard
driving.
it is to drive this thing? 2 hands on the wheel at